When talking about Half-Life 1 mods, the first thing that would come to mind are the more popular and high-quality mods like Echoes, Delta Particles, Brutal Half-Life, etc. But none have come even close to being as perfect as Crack Life. Not only is it still the best mod to ever exist, it still holds up even to this day, and many consider it even better than base Half-Life. Why is it so good? Well, I'm glad you ask, as we'll be discussing it in this video.
Good morning, faggot, and welcome to Black Mesa, a place in the middle of fucking nowhere, and nobody in here is...
When starting a new game, the improvements are immediately obvious, as the mod features much better sound quality. You will also notice the random names on the screens are now changed to lower important information. And looking at the level design, it might seem like it isn't much different from the base game. But don't be fooled, as this mod changes the entire story. Visuals, gameplay, and sound effects. Starting with the visuals, the various models in the game have now been replaced with the more grounded and realistic models. For example, the Overhaul models, which are initially a fictional alien race, are now German soldiers from World War II, which existed in real life and therefore is much more realistic. This applies for all models in the game. Even the G-Men now have a Minecraft head, and as you all know, Minecraft exists in real life. So this mod easily gets bonus points for realism. The weapons are overhauled a lot as well. The crowbar is now replaced with Gordon's fist, which is much more badass and is also an effective way of showing the change in tone of the game. The pistol is now a much more powerful penis. The Magnum finger gun, much more powerful as well. The grenade now a Mentos and Pepsi. The Snarks now have hats, and this.
Do you suck dick? Do you suck dicks? Do you suck dicks?
And the SMG. Just look at it.
Magnificent.
And finally, my two favorite weapons. The rocket launcher, which is now a nuclear launcher. And the Tau cannon, which now have an increased backward force when using the charged shot. So you can pull off awesome shit like this. There's more weapons like the Beaver, which can be really good if you know how to use it correctly. But the ones I've talked about are the best and most used ones. In other words, the weapons are now tuned to perfection. Now, some of you might say the weapons sound a bit overpowered, which is where the balancing comes into play. As I've said before, Vortigons are now German soldiers, so they deal the same damage but now have a higher rate of fire. This means that you can die very easily if you're not careful, forcing you to strategize and be more creative in how you approach the various enemy encounters, changing the gameplay drastically. You can also notice the heads-up display are a bit different. They no longer show the numbers that you would usually expect. This is also great for balancing, as the game is now a skill-based memorization game. Another thing very excellent about the mod is the sound design. Most of it have now been replaced with the higher quality sound effects. The sounds of enemies, doors, explosions, music, and even NPC dialogues are changed to fit the tone the mod is going for. These sound effects can range from humorous
Do you suck dicks?
Hey, Knuckles!
Do you suck dicks? Do you suck dicks? Do you suck?
to extremely important lore information.
Вертолета поддержка в готовности. Отоплением для мишени.
Here's a demonstration of how the sound is like.
It's good to see you. There you are. You have no idea what is going on, do you?
All these improvements so far have been great, but the best part of Crack Life has to be its story. At the start, Fordon Greeman is late to work again. The game now takes place in Black Meat, Uganda. So we're no longer in the United States of America, and getting in the labs you'll notice the scientists now dressed up in a very gentleman dress. A very common storytelling technique to give the player a very unnerving feeling, or to prepare them for an unexpected occurrence. Like usual, you'll be stepping into your hazard suit, then go down to the test chamber. The context is a bit different now though, as one of the Black Meat member is suspiciously a Nazi, and is not giving out the full information about the test.
I'm afraid we will have to have gay sex right now, Gordon.
Are you fucking insane? This is a fucking hazard suit.
Shut up, you Nazi. I know you're gonna start a Nazi apocalypse because I heard your secret evil plan.
I'm not a Nazi, shut the fuck up. And there is not going to be any Nazi apocalypse. Do you get that?
Yeah, whatever. As long as I'm getting paid enough, it should be okay.
Maybe there's something sketchy going on behind the scenes. But the test is started anyway, and obviously it goes wrong.
Are you sure about this? It does not look good.
Don't worry, no Nazis are going to take up but Nazis. Du kleiner Hurensohn. I've just been informed that the sample is ready. Gordon, push the cheese from here. Start the test. Yes, the test. Arschloch. Don't worry, Gordon, nothing bad will happen. Then you waste it.
Turns out that sketchy Nazi guy had planned this all along. Now there's a Nazi invasion in Black Meat. Going upstairs, you'll find that the invaders aren't even on this guy's side.
Oh Gott, was habe ich getan? I am a Nazi, but I don't see why they are not on my side.
Adding a significant layer of depth in the story. Greeman's objective as of right now is to escape Black Meat as quickly as possible. So he goes through the unforeseen consequences to the freeze complex, and then made a gruesome discovery. The Americans decided to join the fight for absolutely no reason at all. very accurate to their real-life counterpart. So there is now a triangular contest between the Uganda scientists, the German Nazis, and the American Marines. Getting to the surface reveals that it is now under complete control of both the Nazis and the Marines, forcing Gree-Man to find a new way to escape, specifically the rails. So he fought the giant cock monster.
Oh my god! Oh.
And this thing finally making it to the railway system. But when he is on the very verge of escaping, he is stopped by this guy, who told him that a nuke is needed to be launched in order to stop the invasion.
Screaming, right? I've been screaming about your penis. One of my boyfriends told me to suck your cock, but it appears that you can't get a boner because of my faggotry. So listen, I need you to ride me. You need to ride the train to some city place to launch the nuke into my ass. The lambda and shit. So hurry the fuck up, chop chop, you stupid bitch. I'm gonna so fucking rape you tonight.
Hey, knucklehead! I'm talking to you!
Gree-Man, now knowing that the invasion can be stopped, decided to scrap his initial plan of escaping for a more noble purpose, that is stopping this invasion. Another thing to appreciate about this mod is that even though Gree-Man never speaks in game, his motives are always clear to the player. This really goes to show how good the writing in this mod is. Continuing with the story, Gree-Man managed to successfully launch the nuke, and now his main objective is to get to the Lambda complex. This task would be an easy one as he has to go through hydrophobia. Gets kidnapped. Feel the tension on the surface of black meat. And hardest task of all, listen to Justin Bieber. But in the end, he made it to the Lambda complex, where he is told that he would need to go to a portal that would directly take him to Nazi Germany, and that he would have to kill the Führer himself to stop the invasion. This is where the atmosphere peaked. Continue on, you'll find a wide variety of animals. This is also very accurate to real life, as Hitler was actually an animal activist. He'd basically treat humans like animals, and animals like humans. You can also hear him constantly threatening and taunting Gree-Man. After a relentless and vicious fight in the heart of Germany itself, you will finally reach the chamber of Hitler. The Adolf Hitler boss fight is an intense one, as his attacks can take you out in just one hit, so you have to stay mobile in order to dodge his attacks. He can also summon Nazi soldiers later in the fight, so you have to be very careful. After a very lengthy fight, Green-Man takes out the Adolf Hitler himself. However, as a last desperate resort, Hitler self-destructs, causing the entire chamber to blow up, leaving Green-Man no chance of survival. Or so we thought, as he is luckily picked up by the G-Man, who told him that he is rather impressed by the work Green-Man had achieved.
That's why I'm here, Mr. Freeman. I have recommended your services to our developer, and he has agreed with me that you have limitless potential in your second crack adventures.
And that he required his services to the developers of this mod, because of his limitless potential, breaking the fourth wall.
You have proved yourself to be an insane crack addict, so I guess you won't be having a problem hopping into that portal. If not, then you're a faggot.
Otherwise, well...
Finally, the choice is up to Green-Man, if he will work with SeamGod321 for the development of Crack Life campaign mode, or not. Green-Man, in support of this mod, steps into the portal and joins the development of Crack Life campaign mode. The end. Now that's some top tier high quality storytelling. I've seen a lot of AAA titles with way worse story, characters and plot. It's an amazing achievement that this mod for Half-Life has such a great story. And the story I just described isn't even the full story, as there's a few plot points and great dialogue I didn't mention, as I don't want this video to be too long. And honestly, experiencing them yourself is much better anyway, so I'd recommend everyone to try out this mod, even if it's only for the story and characters alone. In conclusion, Crack Life is an amazing mod that has aged incredibly well even in 2025. Its amazing visuals, gameplay, sound design, and story makes every second of it worth playing. So I'd recommend it to everyone who are fans of the Half-Life franchise. It is free to download, and the only thing you'll need to pay for is Half-Life itself. And as long as you have Half-Life 1, you will have no problems installing and playing it. Seriously, try it out. You won't regret it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.